Yo, what's good, YouTube? It's your boy, NosaaNation, man. Today we got a new special video, man. Michael Jordan's underrated years as a Wizard. Now, you guys have wanted me to react to this video. I know I reacted to how good was Wizards Michael Jordan, and you guys were like, this video from Johnny Arnett is actually a better video than the one from Nonstop. So we're gonna react to this one. I was actually kind of reluctant of reacting to this video because I'm like, I already reacted to this video, so I don't know if people are gonna be interested, and y'all were telling me to react to it, you know what I'm saying, in the comments. So we're gonna do it, man. We're gonna react to this video. It's 15 minutes, so be sure to smash that like button, comment, and subscribe to the channel. You know, all that. Finish that. Let's get straight to the video, man.
The words Michael Jordan and underrated may seem like ludicrous to have in the same sentence. After all, he is one of the biggest icons in sports history and is recognized by most as the NBA's greatest player of all time. But when it comes to MJ's days with the Wizards, there is no question in my mind that those years are vastly underrated, and I believe by the end of this video, you'll be convinced of it too. When we take a look at Michael Jordan's career as a Chicago Bull, you'll see a resume of winning, excellence, and dominance. He was clearly the best player in the league just about every year he played, and he was the best player on both sides of the ball, just about every time he set foot on the court. This is the ridiculously high standards that Michael had set for himself, and that we as the fans had become accustomed to seeing from him. The Michael Jordan we knew in Chicago was always winning either MVPs, championships, or scoring titles. And this
isn't that crazy though? Like he was either winning MVPs, championships, like scoring titles. Like, isn't that crazy though? Like, sheesh.
Exactly why so many people either underrate or have forgotten completely just how remarkable Jordan's stint was as a Washington Wizard. So what exactly?
It's because of how great his years were in Chicago was. Like, it kind of just gloss over and be like, well, he didn't really go to the playoffs. Nothing really happened after, when he was a Wizard, you know what I'm saying? So that's why it gets overlooked,
Different reasons why people choose to overlook these seasons. Well, for one, as I just mentioned, the bar was set absurdly high by his Chicago Day standards. Number two, some believed his return tarnished the perfect ending of his career in Chicago. And number three, the bitter ending of Jordan's relationship with the Washington Wizards organization. After Jordan retired as a player from the Wizards, Jordan assumed that he would be able to return to his front office position as director of basketball operations with the Wizards. Unfortunately, that was not the case. Soon after Jordan's retirement as a Wizards player, Washington's Wizards owner Abe Pollin fired Jordan as the team's president of basketball operations. Jordan's previous tenure with the Wizards front office had produced mixed results. Many of Jordan's decisions as an executive did not pan out, including his decision to draft Kwame Brown.
As great of a player Michael Jordan is, as an executive, I'm just gonna say as an executive, as great of a player he was, as an executive, MJ was like one of the worst. As an executive, like, I don't know what it is, bro. It's like every time he made a decision, or when he was the owner of the Charlotte Hornets, like, in none of those years, like, they went to the playoffs, like, no success, bro. Like, not even draft picks, like, they didn't even draft nobody for real, like, during those years. And on top of that, when he got to Charlotte, I think they had the worst record in the league at one point. Like, they won 7 games. Like, they only won 7 games and lost 59 games. Like, they were it wasn't. He's not he was one of the worst for sure. And That's not taking anything away from him being a player, though. It's not taking anything away, but we can't gloss over. We can't gloss over it, bro. We got to keep it funky. You feel me?
High school, who ended up being a bust and was traded just 4 seasons after Jordan had drafted him.
Right.
Jordan later stated that he felt betrayed, and that if he had known that he would be fired upon retiring as a player, he would have never come back to play for the Wizards in the first place. Regardless, Jordan had returned to play 2 years for the Wizards, and despite the fact that those 2 seasons failed to live up to his glory days in Chicago, and despite the fact that those 2 seasons ended in a bitter firing, those seasons were still utterly remarkable, and in my opinion, they are 2 of the most underrated seasons in NBA history. So at this point, sit back and enjoy as I break down the astonishing details about Jordan.
Again, I know y'all gonna get into comments and start talking shit and stuff like that, bro. I'm not taking anything away from him being a player, bro. I'm just saying him as an executive, him running a team, him. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm trying to say, bro. Like, don't get it misconstrued, okay?
Underrated years with the Wizards. When Jordan
Are you Jordan fans?
From the Bulls at the end of the 1998 NBA season, Jordan claimed he was 99.9% sure he would never play in the NBA again. As we all know, that 0.1% chance prevailed, and Jordan returned to the game he loved. Jordan's passion for the game was seen immediately upon his return, as he announced that all of his earnings from these upcoming seasons with Washington, he would be donating to disaster relief funds for the 9/11 attacks in New York. After being completely apart from competitive basketball for 3 full seasons, Jordan was returning as a 38-year-old who was trying to get back into basketball shape. The comeback had plenty of physical obstacles as well. Jordan was heading into his return dealing with tendonitis in his wrist and in both of his knees.
Yeah, actually, I'm gonna lie to you. I agree with y'all, bro. I think this video was a better video than the other one. I should have reacted to this video first. It's just when I was searching it up, that other video that I reacted to, that was the first video that was in the search results. So I'm just like, let me just react to that one then, you know. But I should have reacted to this video because this video is actually better. I agree with you guys.
Ron Artest had broke 2 of Jordan's ribs while playing physical defense on MJ.
Damn!
Jordan would also go on.
This dude, Ron Artest, was crazy, bro. This man is crazy, bro. This man this man with the elbow to Harden's face. This man broke Jordan's ribs. Like, god damn.
Return dealing with tendonitis in his wrist and in both of his knees. During a pickup game that offseason, Ron Artest had broke 2 of Jordan's ribs while playing physical defense on MJ. Jordan would also go on to have fluid drains from his knees multiple times throughout that year. Michael Jordan was joining a Wizards team who had finished the previous season with the 3rd worst record in the entire NBA at 19-63, despite the fact that they were playing in a much weaker Eastern Conference.
Right.
They also had the 2nd worst defense in the league in terms of opponents' points per game. They weren't just a lottery team. The Wizards were coming off of their worst season in franchise history. The deck was stacked against him, and Jordan and the Wizards...
It's so funny how the Wizards were bad back then, even with Jordan, and now they're still fucking shit too today. But you know what's crazy? The other day they just beat the Denver Nuggets, bro, with Jokic playing. What the fuck? Like, how do you lose to the Wizards, bro? But then again, my Lakers are losing to the Bulls. They just lost to the fucking Magic. Like, bro, what the fuck is going on with them, bro? Like, now all of a sudden Cleveland is struggling. Now all of a sudden, like, end of the season is so weird right now, bro.
1-0-2 season got off to a slow start at 2-9, but they began to figure things out and went on a 9-game winning streak to improve their record to 14-12.
Right.
Just 2 games later, Jordan had his worst performance of his return, shooting 2 for 10 from the field, finishing with only 6 points and losing by 27 points to the Indiana Pacers.
Damn!
Jordan was ice cold that entire game, and due to that, Michaels coach Doug Collins played Jordan in a reduced role, finishing the performance with only 25 minutes played. Jordan's 6-point game meant that his all-time great streak of 866 games with at least 10 points had come to an end. This poor performance and reduced minutes led Jordan to question his coach's faith in his abilities.
You know, that bus is lonely as a coach when you're sitting there after you've got your head handed to you. So I was sitting on the bus, and actually Michael had hired me. He was the part owner and president GM, hired me to be the coach, and then he came back to play. I'll never forget this moment ever as a coach. This to me was greatness. He got on the bus and he said, "Scoot over." And he looked at me and he said, "Do you think I can still play?" And I said, "Absolutely. That's why I'm here, to be here to help you." He said, "You know, to be my coach, you have to believe in me and believe I can still play." And I said, "Michael, I believe in you." We play the New Jersey Nets the next night. And Michael scores the first 3 times he has the ball. Byron Scott takes a timeout. And Michael comes over and he says, "I want the ball right there the rest of the game, and don't take me out till I tell you." And so that's fine by me. So with 2 minutes to go in the
Imagine telling your coach, "Don't take me out until I tell you to take me out." Hey, when you have 6 championships, you can't. I mean, how can you say no to that, bro?
game, he gives me the sign like, "That's enough." I take him out of the game. He walks over to the bench. I said, "Michael, what happened tonight?" He said, "Well, the guy who was guarding me was told me his back was hurting. Don't ever tell me you got a problem." He said, I'll make you pay for that." 51 points later. 51 points at age 41. He came back the next game with 46. And he looked at me and he said, "I told you I could still play."
Jordan responded in the following game the way a champion responds. He proved beyond a shadow of a doubt that he could still play in this league. Jordan was torching the Charlotte Hornets, playing like a man possessed. He scored 51 points on 55% shooting, adding 7 rebounds, 4 assists, and 3 steals. Jordan continued his dominance into the following game, scoring an efficient 45 points, 10 rebounds, and 7 assists on an extremely talented New Jersey Nets team that went on to the NBA Finals that season.
Oh, wow.
With these remarkable performances, Jordan became the only player in NBA history to score 50 points in a game in 3 different decades. No other player in NBA history has even done 40 points in a game in 3 different decades. Less than a month later, he had another back-to-back 40-point games, including a game-winning buzzer beater over the Cleveland Cavaliers. The Wizards started the season with a 26-21 record, and on the 47th game, Jordan collided with a teammate and tore his meniscus. He tried to play through the pain and on reduced minutes, but after another 14 games, he had arthroscopic knee surgery to repair the knee, and his season was over. Before Jordan's injury occurred, Jordan was averaging 25.1 points per game, 6.2 assists, 5.3 rebounds, and 1.5 steals per game. It's unfortunate that we didn't get to see a healthy Jordan make it through this.
Yo, that puts things into perspective. So because of his knee getting fucking blasted, okay. Oh, that makes so much sense now.
Season, because the reality was, he was getting better as the season progressed and as he got back into basketball shape. In his last 20 games leading up to his injury, Jordan was averaging 27.5 points per game, 6.4 assists, 5.2 rebounds, and 1.3 steals per game on 44% shooting. In his last 10 games leading up to the injury, Jordan was averaging 29.7 points, 6.6 assists, 6.1 rebounds, 1.2 steals on 47% shooting. Also before Jordan's injury, the Wizards were on a 47-win pace and were well in the playoff hunt. Up to that point, no team in NBA history had ever been a sub-20 win team and got on to have a winning record the following season. Jordan had the Wizards well on their way, up until the meniscus happened. Something else to consider is that the Wizards
on his own teammate too.
Wizards' second option, Richard Hamilton, missed 5 weeks of their 26-21 stretch due to Hamilton's groin injury. After Hamilton healed and returned to the floor, the Wizards went on a remarkable 15-1 streak while they had both Jordan and Hamilton healthy on the floor. When you add all of this up, you begin to realize that not only did Jordan take one of the worst teams in the league and make them competitive, but had it not been for his knee injury, the Wizards would have had a legitimate shot at the first seed in the Eastern Conference. Not only was MJ getting better offensively as the season went on, but his defensive impact was getting better as well. Remember how the 2001 Wizards had the second worst defense in the league in terms of opponents' points per game? Jordan was the Wizards' only significant addition to their 2002 season, and at the time the knee injury...
That picture makes me smile. I'm sorry, guys. This picture is just so iconic, bro. Got Kobe, Michael. Man, rest in peace, Kobe, man.
Only significant addition to their 2002 season, and at the time the knee injury had occurred, he had improved the Wizards to the 6th best defense in opponents' points per game, allowing only 92.2 points.
I didn't know that.
In Jordan's last 35 games leading up to the injury...
Guys, if I'm not really talking like that, it's because I'm learning all of this right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, dead ass. Like, all of this stuff is new to me. So, if I'm not really saying anything, it's because I'm really, like, learning. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm really, like, learning. Like you know how, like, when you're in a class and shit like that, you shut the fuck up and let the teachers talk. You know what I'm saying? So, that's what I'm doing right now.
2.2 points. In Jordan's last 35 games leading up to the injury, the Wizards were allowing only 90 points per game, on pace to have them ranked 3rd overall defensively in the entire NBA. In the 15-1 stretch that Jordan and Hamilton were both actually healthy and on the floor together, the Wizards were allowing just 86.3 points per game, which was by far the best defense in the entire league. The Miami Heat finished as the number 1 defense that season, allowing a higher 88.7 points per game.
Damn.
If Jordan and Hamilton had been able to remain healthy for the duration of the 2002 season, they may have finished with the best defense in the entire NBA. With Jordan being the only significant addition to the Wizards roster between the 01-02 season, the Wizards roster improved 16 wins. Outside of Jordan, the 2002 Wizards' only additions were 5 bench players, who each played few minutes. Tyronn Lue played 20 minutes per game, rookie Kwame Brown played 14, rookie Brendan Haywood played 13, rookie Eton Thomas played 13, and rookie Bobby Simmons played 11. Again, the addition of Jordan was the only significant addition, and the team was transformed defensively and won almost twice as many games as the year before. Jordan was still dealing with injuries heading into the following season, and because of this, Jordan started the first 15 games of the 2002-2003 season coming off of the bench. In his second season in Washington, Jordan was the only Wizard to play all 82 games, and he was 40 years old. He also became the only 40-year-old in NBA history to score over 40 points in a game, which he did several times that season. He also became the oldest player in NBA history to average at least 20 points per game. Despite the best efforts of a 40-year-old legend, the Wizards still fell short of the Eastern...
Well, obviously, you know, now we know that's him and LeBron
Conference playoffs. So let's take a look at some of Jordan's numbers with the Wizards in comparison to last year's numbers from some of today's modern NBA stars. As you can see, in many of these cases, Jordan's numbers were just as good, if not better, than a lot of today's modern NBA stars.
True.
Also consider the fact that we're comparing the numbers of an injury-laden 40-year-old player to young, healthy players in the prime of their careers. When you look at it that way, you begin to realize just how impressive Jordan's Wizards seasons actually were. Now
That's
let's
very
take
impressive.
a moment to compare Jordan's seasons to other legends when they played as a 38 or 39-year-old. As you can see, these numbers aren't even close to Jordan's level of production at the same age. Jordan was just on another level completely, performing at a level that the league had never seen before or since at that age. So now that we've just thoroughly examined Jordan's production and how he impacted one of the worst teams in the NBA by joining them, let's pause for a moment to consider what may have happened if he spent those comeback years on an actual contender instead of a lottery team. If he had played for a contender, he likely would have been able to preserve his health and minutes for the playoffs. What if he had joined his old running mate Scottie Pippen on a loaded and contending Blazers?
Ooh, I was just about to say that too. I was about to think, yo, if he would have joined Scottie Pippen in Portland, they're winning the championship, bro. they're winning a championship. No cap. I know Scottie Pippen is old, but they still had a young Rasheed Wallace over there. They had Steve Smith over there, who was a 3-point shooter, 3-point sniper. They had they had Damon Stoudemire there. Come on, man. And then you pair that with Jordan? Oh my. Nah, man. Is that that would have been crazy.
Team. What if he returned to Phil Jackson to play alongside Shaq and Kobe on the dynamic Lakers? Are we potentially looking at
that wouldn't be a good fit. That wouldn't be a good fit. You want to know why? Because somebody would have to come off the bench. And I don't think Kobe wants to come off the bench. Or Michael Jordan's going to want to come off the bench. And because Michael Jordan is an alpha dog, Kobe was an alpha dog. Like, was an alpha, Kobe was an alpha. MJ was an alpha and Shaq was an alpha. It would have been too much arguing amongst each other. Like, it would have been too much going on. You know what I'm saying? Too much drama. Like, you already see Kobe and Shaq didn't even get along like that. You know what I'm saying? In the locker room. So, shit. You put Jordan in that mix? Psh, ain't no telling.
Even greater 8-0 finals record from Michael Jordan? I know many people these days, especially the younger crowd, like to discredit Jordan's legacy because of the perceived lack of athletic competition Jordan had during the 1980s and 90s relative to today's basketball. But before you jump on that bandwagon, I want you to consider this. In the early 2000s, Jordan was in terms of impact and...
I mean, I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm kind of in that I'm kind of on that bandwagon. But we're gonna hear what he has to say, though. But I'm kind of on that bandwagon because Jordan never got to face Kevin Durant, bro. In the finals. Jordan never got to face Steph Curry in the finals. Jordan never got to face all these, like, crazy dudes in the, like, Dirk Nowitzki, fucking Dwayne Wade. Like you know what I'm saying? Like, Jordan never got to face any of these guys. Like, you know what I'm saying? In the playoffs, in the finals, like, what he got to face was like Charles Barkley and Magic, but like a Magic like that's like kind of older. You know what I'm saying? With no Kareem, he got to face Karl Malone and John Stockton. Like, I mean, they were good too, but it's like, are they as good as KD? Are they as good as Steph Curry? Are they as good, like, any of the people that you face in the finals? Are they as good as those players? I'm just saying.
Consider this.
Don't shoot the messenger.
In the 2000s, Jordan was in terms of impact and statistically one of the best players in the NBA as a 38 to 40-year-old, and he did all of that production while being way past his prime athletically, dealing with numerous injuries, all while being guarded by greats like Kobe Bryant, Vince Carter, and Tracy McGrady night in and night out.
Tracy McGrady was a
in
dog.
their early 20s. Does that sound like athletic competition to you? Does that sound like a prime Jordan would have been the best regardless of the era you place him in? That is certainly what it sounds like to me.
That's true. That's very true. Listen, that's very true. MJ had to face all those guys, you know what I'm saying? Kobe, Shaq, he had to face all those guys, you know what I'm saying? At the end of his career. But I'm just talking about in the finals. Like, who did Jordan face in the finals that's as good as KD? That's as good as Dirk Nowitzki? That's as good as, like, I don't know. You would tell me. I don't know. Put in the comments down below. But with that being said, this was a good ass video. I enjoyed it. I like this guy's videos too, you know what I'm saying, is dope. And yeah, man, if you guys want me to react to more videos, get this video to like 100 likes. And yeah, man, I'll react to more videos from this guy and from this dude, because he makes good content, I ain't gonna lie to you. With that being said, thank you for watching, and I'm gonna see you guys in the next video, man. Peace! I'm out, man.